Should the Pittsburgh Steelers tank and become the Browns or the Raiders? I feel like that's pretty much how they feel, how the media wants. Here they are, these old dudes on 93.7 The Fan. I don't even know what they're talking about right now. A lot of them talk about the tanking the season away, losing. And I don't know if the Roonies are for that, and I don't know if I'm necessarily for that. I mean, why tank the season away? It's almost like they feel like that's just the that's what you have to do. We have to lose so we can get the quarterback that we want. I think that's stupid. No matter what you do, you need more than a quarterback to win the Super Bowl. I mean, look at the Bills. I mean, I think the Broncos, they still have a good chance against the Patriots, honestly, even without Bo Nix. You put a Stidham in a Broncos system, a Sean Payton system, with that talent, with that defense. I mean, they're at a little bit of a disadvantage because Bo Nix is good, but the Broncos can still win that game. They're at home, I believe. And I mean, they're a solid team. They won a lot of games, so it's not just because of the quarterback. At the end of the day, bottom line, and you just tank the season away, and you're going to become and then the next season you're going to become an instant contender. If that's the case, the Raiders, they take Mendoza this year, number one pick in the draft, or are they going to be the number one team in the division next year? Are they going to win the division? When's the last time the Raiders won a division? I think the last time the Raiders won a division was like 2001 or something. The year they lost the Super Bowl. It's their meaningless season. They went 2000, whatever it was. I think they might have won a division that year. That's the last time the Raiders won a division. I might have been 12 years old at that time. It's like 2001, 2002, 2000, something like that. Last time the Browns won a division was 1989. 1989. That's the year I was born. And how many top-tier quarterbacks have the Browns taken over the years that have panned out to be franchise quarterbacks? How many? I don't know. Have not seen one since 1989. All right, I don't remember the great Bernie Kosar days of Cleveland, the great Otto Graham days of Cleveland. Okay, I don't remember those days. I was not around during those days, the Otto Graham and the Bernie Kosar days of Cleveland. So, is this what the Steelers have to do? I mean, this is what I swear, like fans, like actual fans of the team, I swear, are out here rooting for basically they have all their fan gear in their room, and they're all tattooed to their ass and all around their room and everything. They're these diehard fans, and they have it in their podcast and everything. And they're out here rooted for their team to lose. I don't understand. To be the Cleveland Browns and the Oakland, Los Angeles, Las Vegas Raiders. They're like they're right, like fit right in. I guess they fit right in with the LA culture. They don't even know what the hell their identity is. The Oakland, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, wherever they're from, Raiders. So I mean, that's what that we got to do. We have to become the Oakland, Los Angeles, wherever you're from. We don't know where we're from, Raiders, to become a contender again. That's what the Steelers need to do. You're telling me they can't go out there and get an experienced head coach and then maybe start to move the tide towards maybe a little bit more offensively minded, because the offense has just been so bad. It's been so bad for so long that something's got to give, and we still have the defense. So, like, I think you bring in a Mike McCarthy, you have a chance to compete. Like this idea that we're gonna bring in another Chuck Noll, we're gonna bring in another Mike Tomlin, we're gonna bring in another Bill Cowher. It doesn't happen that way. And if you have a guy out there right now that has a Super Bowl win on his resume, well above 500 record, has ran multiple different top tier, high grade, historic franchises in the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. And they're probably, I don't know how their media is. I don't sit around and read their news all day long, but I'm sure, I mean, the fans in Dallas, it's loud and it's every day and it's constant. So, I mean, those are historic franchises, cornerstone franchises of the NFL. And he's been a head coach of them. And he's from Pittsburgh. He's worked with Omar Khan. So, I mean, what gives the Steelers the best chance to win that? So, I don't know. See, and do I see them like tearing this down and actually doing that? I mean, they might make some moves. Yeah, moves that are smart. Like, okay, we can get off this contract nice and easy. We'll do it. But do I see them after like that will just make, in my opinion, make Omar Khan look bad and make Omar Khan look indecisive to go out there and shell out $40 million to TJ Watt and then the next year follow up by trading him. And then you get like a cap hit, ding, 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 the next 2-3 years. I don't know. TJ's here to stay. I feel like he's going to retire a Steeler. Maybe the last year of his deal. That's when they'll be like, all right, you either get in line or we're going to get you out of line and we'll take the hit, bitch. And then, that's usually sometimes that happens a lot with the Steelers. So you're probably going to have to ride TJ out for at least another year or two. He's not going nowhere. Highsmith, he's probably not going nowhere neither. So I don't know. Like I said, like Minka, he made the Pro Bowl, whatever. He's 31. He's getting paid an outrageous amount of money to play safety. I don't know. I don't know. In my opinion, I feel that's an outrageous. They talk about how you shouldn't pay running backs all this money. Well, to me, $19-20 million is an outrageous amount of money to pay a 30-year-old safety. And the offense is so bad. Hell, that's a top tier, probably very good. I think T. Higgins makes like 26, 27, something like that. So shit, if I could get maybe a little something like a T. Higgins for him, I'll do it. Or another lineman, top tier lineman, because they're losing probably two of them, Broderick Jones and Simalu. So you get rid of a Jalen, you can get a young lineman, 28-year-old lineman. Bang. 20 minutes, there you go. Ready to bust heads out there. Replace Broderick Jones. No, well, we didn't miss with the number one. Well, this dude actually panned out, so we'll just pay him. Bring him here. Fuck it. It is what it is. Because, what are you going to pay Broderick Jones that type of money? He's not that type of player. We drafted him to be that type of player. He's just not that type of player. So, but I think for the type of money you're paying Minka, you could probably get better. So why not just get off it? You could find someone to play that position. Deshaun Elliott comes back, and what you got? Jabril Peppers, maybe bring him back and draft a guy. Fuck it. It's good in coverage, and then Jabril Peppers is your smacker. I mean, and you get that on cheap. So I don't know. It just seems to me that Steelers fans really want to see their team lose and tank, and I don't know. To be when the Browns and the Raiders, they get these top tier quarterbacks all the time. It sounds good, franchise quarterback. Would I love another Ben Roethlisberger? Would I love to have an Aaron Rodgers, a Tom Brady that could come in here and win 7-9 Super Bowls? Thing is, with Tom Brady, he had a lot of talent, but another thing he did was, I don't think he gets enough credit for, is he was willing to take pay cuts to bring in more talent around him. He took the league, what was it, minimum average or whatever it was, for the longest time. And that was always a problem with the Steelers. Ben wanted big money. It wasn't just Ben, that is a problem that you come have with these franchise quarterbacks. And look at Cincinnati. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, all this talent. It's all about offense. Score fast, score more. 2 out of the 6 seasons of his career, he's had a winning season. He had one good run 1 year, but they still didn't get it done. So, I mean, their defense is so bad. So what? I guess we got to beat the Cincinnati Bengals now too. I mean, I don't know. Where can they? That might be the favorite to win the division next year. I don't know who's the favorite to win the division. I can't really predict it. And I guess until the Ravens sign their coach and the Steelers sign their coach, really, I don't know. Maybe the Ravens. I guess they got talent on paper. Didn't translate though. I guess I don't know. Does a new coach change it? I guess we'll see. Is Zach Taylor a good coach? I mean, Tomlin got shit on for not being able to win with Bell, Brown, and Ben. Well, you got Burrow, Chase, and Higgins. What the hell's going on here? You can't even win a goddamn division. You can't even get in a goddamn playoffs. You can't even have a goddamn above 500 winning records. But 500 winning records don't matter, I guess. If you have, I guess, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, and you lose, it's okay. I don't know. But Tomlin won a division and got fired. So, I don't know. What so happens if, I don't know, the Bengals next year go into this as the season favorite, whatever, division favorite, and they blow it. They lollipop it again because that's what they always say about the Steelers: blow it. Tomlin specials, lollipop it. Well, that's another Zach Taylor. That's another Zach Taylor special. He should. I mean, you just fired Harbaugh. You just fired Tomlin. You just fired Stefanski too, who won Coach of the Year 2 times. So to me, he's the worst out of all 3 of them. He's the worst. The worst. So he gets canned. Stefanski, he's locked in. Harbaugh, he's locked in. Tomlin, 1 year left. Zach Taylor fucks this year up. Tomlin's no longer under contract with the Steelers. I'm telling you, I could. And then Tomlin goes there with Burrow, Chase, and Higgins. Like if a McCarthy comes here, okay, you bring a McCarthy, and then the Steelers start like investing and building more on the offensive side of the ball. Cincinnati, you have the core on offense, obviously. Burrow, Chase, Higgins. And you bring in a Tomlin, and they start to get a little bit better defensively. Then Cincinnati, it might be, I don't know. So is the grass always going to be greener on the other side? That's why the Steelers, I mean, to me, I give 3 years to Mike McCarthy. Try to get a young OC to roll with McCarthy so he could be the heir apparent if it doesn't, or the guy next interim, whatever you want it to be. And they like to, you got to get back to, you want to get back to the Steelers way. That could be a way. You get him 3 years, and then get some young minds. Like you get a Flores. I think you could get a Flores to come back as a defensive coordinator. And then you get that passing game coordinator. You had young passing game coordinator, offensive coordinator. He goes from passing game coordinator to offensive coordinator under a McCarthy. I think they could win right now. I think they could win right now if they do that. Super Bowl? I don't know. Probably, I mean, come on. Who's the Super Bowl favorite next year? I mean, you tell me. The Broncos, I guess. The Patriots, I don't know. The Bills will be back. The Broncos will be the Chiefs. Are they a dark horse? I don't know. Who's the favorite next year? So Chargers, they might be a dark horse too. I mean, there's a competition in the NFL. It is what it is. I mean, it's not easy. It's never, I mean, so I mean, you go and you get some young offensive coordinator or whatever. I don't think that you're going to be able to, you could this is the first losing season in 20 years. So I think they're going to, as I said, right off the rip, McCarthy, I think is the favorite, should be the front runner. And I still think he's the front runner. And I think that's who they're going to hire. Every time he gets interviewed, he says it's like he's interviewing for the job in the media. So to me, he has ties, even with business ties with Omar Khan all the way back in the day too. I didn't even know that. That just came out when the report came out that they were interviewing him and they're reaching out to him. So, and he has ties with the 3-4 defense and running his own defense. So, just dude, he's a perfect fit, and I think that's what it's going to be. You can like it, love it, hate it, whatever, but I really believe like that's what it's going to be. So I don't know. I just wanted to get a little live up. I just don't believe in tanking. I don't believe in, I don't know, the Steelers just throwing a season away. I don't think the front office believes in doing that. And I think the reason that the Steelers, or even though Jalen Ramsey, I don't think really worked out the trade or whatever, and some of these deals, Rodgers coming here didn't work out, and there's DK Metcalf signing long term. I mean, I guess we'll still see. We'll see if you get a little bit more talent around DK. I mean, maybe the offense goes nuts. Who knows? Because then they can't 100% just double him every time, because they have to say, well, there's this other guy over here that we have to, take account for. So, I mean, we'll see, but that's the reason. The reason they all come here, if it worked, it didn't all come together, whatever the case may be. The reason that you have talented players come just basically off the street to say, hey, I want to play for this, is because the fact that they pretty much compete every year, and there's this somewhat of a foundation that okay, I'm going to come here. We're going to probably be in the playoffs, and we're going to have a chance to have a run at it. Because to me, last week, 2 days ago, I'm saying the Broncos are coming out the AFC easily. I got the Broncos coming out the AFC and going to the Super Bowl, potentially winning it. But now that Bo Nix is out, I have to say that the Patriots are going to they'll probably are going to be favored in that game, and they're going to win that game. I mean, I don't want that to happen, but the Patriots are probably favored in that game without Bo Nix starting for Denver. It's bottom line, at least by 2 or 3. So anything can happen in the playoffs. So you get into the playoffs, you might pull the number 1 seed, and you're a 7th seed. But who knows? Let's say the number 1 seed's Kansas City Chiefs. And I don't know. Let's say, I don't know, like we could say we can go all the way back to the Steelers, the time the Steelers went on the low wild card, when they only had 6 seeds. Steelers are number 6 seed. Went into the jungle, Cincinnati, Carson Palmer, number 1 seed. I don't know if there's a number 1 seed in the whole AFC. They won a fucking division that year. Walked right at Carson Palmer, Chemo Van Olaf, his knee busted. Bang. He was never the same again. And after that, Steelers went on to win it all. Dude missed a field goal. And again, Colts game. Boop. Champ Bailey got burnt like a breaded mule by Ben Roethlisberger and Cedric Wilson. Ben Roethlisberger split like triple coverage and threw I don't know how many touchdowns in Denver, and just balled the fuck out. And then, they went on to win a Super Bowl in Detroit, and the rest is history. So, I mean, anything can really happen as you get in the playoffs. The regular season's half the battle, so I don't know. It sounds good, the idea of, I don't know, I guess tanking it all down and then getting your franchise guy and just starting it all over again, but I don't know if it really happens that way. And, I mean, they can keep bringing Will Howard along, draft another guy, maybe mid-rounds. They got a ton of draft picks. So you could throw a mid-pick at a guy and bring him along, just bring him along too, behind Aaron Rodgers, because sometimes and then you have the young passing game coordinator as your OC. That would be perfect in a perfect world, in my opinion. And you can groom these guys up. That's really, it doesn't have to be a first-round pick. Brett Favre was not no first-round pick. Kirk Cousins was not no first-round pick. Jalen Hurts is not a top first. I don't think was a top-tier first-round pick. I mean, does it always have to be? Was Patrick Mahomes? I think he was top 10. I think even Jared Allen, he fell behind like Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, like a bunch of dudes. Like I remember Trey Lance was supposed to be guaranteed top tier, no doubt about it, pick. Where is he? Trevor Lawrence was a baller at Clemson. Has everything. I mean, he's good in the NFL, but he's still got it done in the playoffs. Joe Burrow had one of the best college careers ever in the history of college football. Still has yet to get it done. Josh Allen still has yet to get it done. I mean, Matt Stafford, he's been a quote-unquote franchise quarterback his entire career, and he had to get traded and go to a perfect system that was just lacking a quarterback to go on to win a Super Bowl. And now, I mean, maybe they can do it again. Maybe. We'll see. But I think Seattle, Sam Darnold, another one. He went before Josh Allen in that draft. He's been working his way around the league, and now he's in his prime, and he's finally stepped into his own as a quarterback in the NFL. And I think probably, in my opinion, will probably lead Seattle to a Super Bowl. So maybe not the win, but the Super Bowl. And then we'll see. I mean, if they play the Patriots, which I think is going to be, I mean, who's going to be favored in that game? Probably Seattle. I don't know. I mean, it's in a mutual location, so that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Who do you say is better, Drake May or Sam Darnold? Probably. I think most people would probably say Drake May. Drake May probably had a better year. He's younger. It's not taking as long for him to progress as a Sam Darnold, but I don't know. Seattle's got a good team, and he had to get through the NFC, and I think the NFC is a lot better conference this year than the AFC. So, based off that, I'm going to have to say Seattle will be favored in that game. So, I've been getting a lot of content up. I got to keep it going. I got to keep it rolling. And make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe. And we're going to keep it coming. We're going to keep the content coming. But just not much news today. I talked about all that McCarthy stuff today. I just wanted to, put this out there. I just don't, and I see a lot of the Steeler fans, none of them want McCarthy. You know what I mean? I don't know. The Rudies, they might kowtow. I don't know. They might just do whatever to make the fans happy, because I think this is pretty much what it came down to with Tomlin. I don't think the Roonies really wanted to do it, but I don't think Tom he didn't really want to walk away, but it just got to the point where it's like, it's too much. It's 24/7, 365. And now they don't want McCarthy. So, I don't know. Will the Roonies just go and, so that's why they're throwing out so many names right now. I think the Roonies, they're doing this intentionally. They're doing it one by one, piece by piece. There's going to be a couple more names after McCarthy now. Maybe a few more after him. And then in like a month and a half, they'll eventually, maybe two. I think they're really going to take their time with it. And they're testing, they're gauging and seeing what they really are. I think a lot of this is coming down to it, honestly. So, I don't know. It is what it is. I don't know. You can have title your opinion, but I mean, you could, in the case of the Patriots, yeah, you can. Okay, the Patriots, they had a few bad years, and now look where they're at. Okay, well, they went out there and got an experienced head coach. That's for one, and for two, we can talk about the Raiders. Since 2001, they haven't won a division. We could talk about the Browns. Since 1989, they haven't won a division. We could talk about, I guess the Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell. He got all that hype train ticket, and they had 1-2 good years, basically coming off a fourth place schedule, kind of like the Patriots this year. And then a couple years later, where they at? 8-9. They're Tomlin, 8-9. Without a division, not nowhere. Mike McDaniel had a couple good big point games, got all this hype. Where's he at? Sniffing coke, not coaching no more. So I don't know. Like, if Mike McCarthy has done this over and over and over again, and like the year he had like 2 years in Dallas. First year was pretty good. Second year, Dak got hurt, and the whole damn team was hurt. So, I don't know. Should he done better? Probably. Yeah, whatever. I'm not worried about what he's done here and there. Like same with him and Aaron Rodgers. There might have been a rift then, but they've been there. They've went and they've seen that the grass is not greener on the other side. So they might come back and boom, match made in heaven, and it's a fit. Like he runs his own defense, and everybody wants changes on offense, and I think that's the biggest problem on offense. He runs a West Coast offense. Aaron Rodgers knows how to run a West Coast offense. He's ran a West Coast offense his entire career. That passing game coordinator from the Rams is under Sean McVay, who runs a West Coast offense. So you would have a head coach and a coordinator, and then whoever Brian Flores was a defensive assistant with our zone defense. Bang. I mean, that's like, I don't know. It's the most exposed. The Steelers could really have a shot at it. And then you can still get that young guy on your team. The young offensive mind is the OC. The hell. And then if McCarthy sucks and he's stubborn and, they said the reported rumors where I was reading about it is he left because McCarthy just got a low football IQ. I guess but somebody, I forget who was the one that wrote the article about it. Rodgers denied the reports, said it's bogus. They're just straight pulled out of the air. So what's true, what's not true, I don't know. But coming from the horse's mouth, that shit is bullshit. So, I mean, I don't know. Did he probably have a part of getting McCarthy out of there? Maybe. I mean, it is what it is. You can say that about the Jets, too. They were saying that about him and the Jets, and he didn't like the coaches, and he makes, he wants this guy, that guy. Steelers, Mark Scantling. So, but do I want Rodgers back? I mean, if I could have a Mendoza right now, I would love a Mendoza. But the Steelers are not going to. That's the idea with the tanking. The Steelers are not going to get a Mendoza. But you can get a pretty damn good quarterback for pretty cheap and start to build a roster in a new direction a little bit and keep your core on defense until their contracts are up. And then if McCarthy don't get it done, fire him and give the bump to the OC. And then you get what you want. And we'll see. If you tank, if you not, but then he has full control of the team and you can go in that offensive direction. I mean, I think that makes the most sense. I don't know. Shula sounds good, but we'll see. And is the problem the fact that they invest too much in defense when the league is more of an offensive league now? So Mike McCarthy is at start. But I think he's been with a team like the Packers that have like just a culture. They have their way of doing things. Dallas, they have a culture and their way of doing things. Steeler, he knows he's going to come in there and you can't just completely shift everything around overnight. He understands. He's been there. He's just done it. He has experience. He's been there, done that. And coming off of Tomlin in today's league, you have a guy that right there, best resume. You're the Pittsburgh Steelers. Come on, man. I'm not going on a pipe dream. I'm sorry. Like Pete Carroll might be a name that drops next, honestly. Still, like, you can't, like, what shit. Pete Carroll has a ton of experience. So you can go all the way back to USC. So, but I think I even think Pete Carroll's a better coach than Mike McCarthy. If I'm going to be honest, if we're going to talk resumes, Pete Carroll's a better damn coach than Mike McCarthy. But I think Mike McCarthy is a better, like a fit. He just fits right in with everything they're doing and the roster and everything. He's a perfect fit. You can plug right in and maybe just you're probably win a division next year and then maybe just maybe. So I'm going to end it.